Hi everybody, this is Ravi Nallapreddy from Precision Academy. Today I am going to talk about biodiversity, endangered birds, critically endangered birds in India. So before I start, I would like to tell you how important it is to know about our surroundings. So you better have some idea about the birds around you and the animals around you. So most of us may not be able to tell at least 20 birds names, and you will not be able to recognize them. So you should listen to birds, see the stars, then only you can be in this environment. So it's really amazing to observe the birds, so you will be close to nature. So what I suggest you to do is buy the book of Salim Ali, the great ornithologist. So the book name is Birds of Indian Subcontinent. If you take that book, it is a really useful field book. I started using it and I have figured out 20 different birds species in our colony. So you also try at least 20 birds you recognize and remember their names. So with that introduction, I have classified, and it's not me, like it is the right way of classification of the endangered birds. So migratory wetland species. So I am going to talk about bears, pochard, Siberian crane, spoon-billed sandpiper, non-migratory wetland species like white-bellied heron. So grassland species. So we have migratory wetland, non-migratory, and then grassland, forest species, and then we have scavengers, which are the vultures. So two more species which I am not going to talk about is like Himalayan quail and pink-headed duck. So it's very painful to talk about them because they are extinct. We are not able to find them anywhere in India. They are no more. So let's hope we will be able to save these 15 critically endangered birds, so that they will not be extinct. So I will start with migratory wetland species. I will start with Siberian crane, very beautiful crane. This is a migratory, this is our friend or a visitor to our country. So they don't need any passport, visa. So they just come because they are the world citizens. So migratory birds, and they visit India during the winters. Generally these migratory birds, especially from Russia, erstwhile Russia area, so the eastern part of that place, they go to China, and the western part, the birds from the western part, they come to India during the winters. There are severe winters there, just every year they come. The eastern populations migrate to China, and western population to India, especially to Bharatpur, these Siberian cranes, but we don't find them many nowadays, so they are critically endangered. Bear's pochard. So it's a diving duck, it dives. So it's found in eastern Asia, it breeds in southeast Russia. So there is a breeding place. These are migratory birds, they breed at one place, they go to some other place in winter. So and also in northeast China. So southeast Russia and northeast China. So they migrate in winters to southern China, Vietnam, Japan and India. A recent census has shown that we have 131 individuals in Hubei province. Now we know like where this province is after COVID-19. So in this province, so actually the COVID has done a phenomenally good effect, especially when it comes to environment. So Ganges has become very clean. So many animals are freely moving out. So there are some good things also with that. So Hubei province, bears poached. So it's in Liangjihu Lake. Spoon-billed sandpiper. You can just see this bill. So its nose is like a spoon. Spoon-billed sand. Most of the birds, if you see the name and the way they look, are the place it's found. So you'll feel, you can easily remember if you understand, like spoon-billed. Extremely small population. Main problem is habitat loss of breeding grounds. So one common reason for all the extinctions or getting endangered is because of habitat loss. So you take it for any bird or any animal which is getting extinct, the reason is habitat loss. And here the loss of breeding grounds, that's most important. If they don't have the breeding grounds, how can they increase their population, how can they have their offsprings? So main grounds in India are Sundarban Delta and neighboring countries like Bangladesh and all that. So this one comes to Sundarban Delta. So I am talking about wetland migratory birds. So non-migratory wetland species. This white bellied heron, it's also known as imperial heron. See how royal it is. That's why it is called imperial heron. It's a very large heron. It's found in the foothills of Himalayas, Great Himalayas, and eastern also, and also in eastern Himalaya ranges. So disappearance of wetlands, main problem is wetlands. We are not able to maintain the wetlands, like Ramsar Convention is there regarding wetlands. We need to follow that, and also poaching. Unfortunately, human beings are creating havoc to the birds and animals. So we are encroaching into their habitats, and also we are destroying the habitats. That is the major concern. So and also we do poaching. We eat many birds, and our population is multiplying. We eat everything out. Within 1 hour, 1 year, we can eat all the existing animals and birds if we start eating only these animals and birds. So that is the situation. So Great Indian Bustard. So you find it in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Ahmednagar district of Maharashtra. So see this bird, a beautiful Great Indian Bustard. So it's also getting endangered. So it's already critically endangered. So I will talk about grassland species. So you find these birds in grasslands in our villages. So Bengal florican, it's native to Indian subcontinent only. So we don't find it in any other place. So less than 1,000 remaining. Just see, like compare with humans, how many we have? So 130 crores. So we have only 1,000 Bengal floricans distributed in Indian subcontinent. We need to protect them. We need to fund the organizations which protect them. We need to have awareness actually, as these are all the species which may become extinct. So we better see them in our lifetime, and also we protect their breeding grounds, we protect their habitats. It's our basic responsibility. We are becoming demons for the animals and other creatures. So it's very horrible. We cannot be like this. We are not that bad. Human beings should care for them. So we can't eliminate all these birds and other species from this globe in our lifetime. So Jordan's courser. So this beautiful bird, we find it in Anantapur, Kadapa, Nellore, Bhadrachalam, Godavari Valley, Eastern Ghats, most of the biodiversity we talk about is in Western Ghats, some are in Eastern Ghats, it's only here, so in AP, Telangana, and we should protect them. So it is the unique bird that we see in these areas. Geridons courser, sociable lapwing. It's a migratory bird from open grassland of Kazakhstan, found only in the northwest regions of India. It's coming from Kazakhstan, so northwest regions. So forest owlet, Melghat Tiger Reserve, Teloda Forest Range, and forest areas of MP, Chhattisgarh. So Madhya Pradesh, this is in central India. So small jungle owl, it's very small owl, it's jungle owl, very cute looking. Forest owlet is the state bird of Maharashtra. Remember this, state bird of Maharashtra. Hope Maharashtra will preserve it for next generations. So scavengers, a red-headed vulture, they do great service to us. They clear off the carcasses. So it's also known as Indian black vulture or king vulture. So big, so we call it as king vulture. One of the species of Old World vultures found on Indian subcontinent. So this particular chemical, you need to remember, diclofenac, this became villain. Diclofenac. So it's a veterinary medicine, so it is deadly. It affects the kidneys of these vultures. So the population is getting badly affected because of diclofenac that we use for veterinary purposes. This the vultures are drastically getting declined because of that. Indian vulture, it's also a world vulture native to India, Pakistan and Nepal. It is listed as critically endangered in IUCN Red List since 2002. Population is severely declined. So kidney failure caused by diclofenac poisoning. See how beautiful, how royal it is looking. And then white back vulture. So the way it is sitting, it's looking like the American symbol of this vulture, similar to that. So but here you see this white beak vulture. So the white rump vulture is originally common in the Gangetic plains. So it was often seen nesting on the avenue trees within large cities of the region, but suffered 99% population decrease since 90s. 99% decreased. So it's really at the verge of becoming extinct. The decline has been widely attributed to poisoning by diclofenac. So this is number one enemy. So it's used as NSAID for the veterinary purposes, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug for the animals. So see what happens is in carcasses that will be there in the carcasses of the animals, and these vultures eat animals dead bodies, and then it affects their kidneys. Slender billed vulture. Wild population remains in the northern and eastern India, through even in southern Nepal and Bangladesh. So small population is there even in Burma. So Stewing Ten province of Cambodia. So in this many places we see this slender billed vulture. So sub-Himalayan regions and Southeast Asia. So it's critically endangered since 2002. So nasids, that is the issue. So I will talk about one small bird before I conclude. This is the last bird I am talking about, house sparrow. So it's a good friend of me. Like, I used to have this bird coming into our house having nest, and I used to observe its sound is so pleasant, chirping sound. So it's so small, so cute. So now I don't see this. Like, another bird I like is crow. Generally people say crow is not good, but that's hard working, very nice bird. It's a scavenger kind of bird, like it eats away all kinds of things we throw on the roads and buildings. And this house sparrow, this is really cute bird. We don't see this bird nowadays. So I used to wonder what happened. So as it become endangered, but I have seen the IUCN red list, it is in least concern. Generally we talk about the birds and animals, it's bad news. We always talk about birds or animals getting extinct, but here the good news is it is least concern in IUCN. That means we have enough number of birds, but they are not with us. We are no more friends to this house sparrow. It has found some grasslands or some other places, looks like. So it's a small brown colored bird, not bigger than a tennis ball. So what are the threats? So modern design and infrastructure does not give any room to sparrow to nest. So the houses we build now, the roofs we design, so all that is not giving any chance for them to build nest. So microwave towers, so cell phone towers, that is one of the biggest threats. So it is a threat to us also actually. If you use cell phone, if you keep it close to your ear for extended hours, then you will have problems. You may get even cancer or any other big disease. So these birds are very small and tiny, they got affected by the towers, cell phone towers. So they are also losing their natural grasslands. So they don't have green spaces in our cities. So if we see more of these birds, house sparrows, that means we are having eco-friendly cities. So with this I conclude, and I have a question for you. Now you pause this video, you reproduce 15 critically endangered bird species in India, state where we can locate them. So you just list 15 birds names and then where you can see them. So what is common anthropogenic reason for decline of vultures? That is second part of the question. Why these vultures are facing problem in the past 20-30 years? So in the YouTube you go and write your comments if you have seen this video. So go and write how many bird names out of 15 you could reproduce. So it's fun. So start observing the nature and birds from today onwards. Thank you very much for joining. If you have any questions, if you want to join mentorship or a test series, so you can call 8101010140 or 60. If you want to talk to me, it is 85 number, but I am available only in WhatsApp. Please don't call me directly because I have so many people. If everybody starts calling, it will be difficult for me to handle directly. So first WhatsApp and then I may call you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.